Alright, and here is a tier 16 map. So basically, you play it pretty simple. You literally just right click and then you flame dash and shield charge around and you cast your fun ability when you need it. And you go very zoomy. Here's what it looks like. You're pretty safe. I don't even have a life on block shield, which just use defense. And I'm pretty much safe in Scourge all the time. Which is a rippy lead mechanic, but this handles it just fine. And whenever you need a little extra single target, you'll use your ball detonate dead. One thing to note is, if you have a bad computer, you probably don't want to play this build, because as you can see, there's a lot going on the screen. So, I probably should have chose a different boss because this boss is really tanky, but there you can see the damage is decent. So, your damage per map will change because it's based on corpse life. So in some maps you'll have some really bad corpses. So like for example in Underground Sea, you'll do really bad damage against the boss. And most it's not an issue. You still do plenty of damage, but it is noticeable. In some bosses you'll like one-shot them basically. So on bossing, like on Shaper, you're not gonna want to do Shaper on this build. You'll do terrible damage, but you should be good on every other boss. And that's about it for the builds. Alright, so for your leveling trees, this is what it's going to look like around level 33. And I'll show you the path that you're going to want to go. So you're going to go through up here. Grab this. Grab this. Path up to Elemental Overload. Grab the life. Come down here. Grab this. Grab all that. Grab these. And then once you swap to Armageddon brand, you're going to want to make sure you have these by then. Here's level 54 tree, then you'll go over here, come down here, over here. 70 tree, come over here. You're going to come down here first, then you can go across down here if you want more life, or if you want more damage, you can come up here. And then here's the tree looks like right before you're going to swap to the Slinger setup, which I'll cover later. And yep, here's post swap. You can figure out what to fill in. It's not that difficult. Alright, so for skills, here are the leveling skills. Level 1 to 4, you're going to do Freezing Pulse with Onslaught and Stormblast Mine with Swift Assembly. Once you get level 4, you'll get Orb of Storms and Frost Bomb, and your movement skill, obviously, which will be, I don't know, Frost Blink, whatever it's called. So Orb of Storms, you'll link with Added Lightning. Frost Bomb with Onslaught. If you have free slot, you can link it with Added Lightning or Added Cold, whatever. And then you just zoom through, and you'll pop Orb of Storms, and then you can throw Stormblast Mines in it for your single target Frost Bomb for just clearing trash mobs while you're running. Then once you get to Act 2, you'll get Wave of Conviction, and if you want, you can swap Onslaught from Frost Bomb onto Wave of Conviction and link some stuff with that just for your clear. I find it works better than Frost Bomb. Then in Act 2, you'll get your auras. You can get Skitterbots, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ash. So in Act 2, you'll use Herald of Thunder, and then once you get Armageddon Brand and Cremation, you can drop Thunder for Herald of Ash. And then from level 28 to Uberlab, you use Armageddon Brand and Cremation. Armageddon Brand linked with Combustion, Onslaught, and Ignite Prolife. Cremation linked with GMP, Intensify, and LE Focus. Here are your end game skills. So you have Raise Spectre, and you are right now you want to have Raise Spectre linked with Meat Shield so they do not die, because right now Spectres are bugged. So if they die in your map and then you go back to your hideout to try and summon them again, they won't be there and it's really annoying. So link them with Meat Shield so they do not die. Then Shield Charge, you're gonna want to link with faster attacks. Here's your first Spellslinger setup. You just link Spellslinger with Cascade and Desecrate. You're going to want your Spell Cascade to be level 1 in this setup because it will give them, give your Desecrate less AoEs. The corpses will be closer together. Here's your main Spellslinger setup. It's Vol Detonate Dead, Volatile Dead, and then most important one is Spell Cascade, and then the other two links, you're going to want Inspiration, and then your last link will be Elemental Focus. You can swap this out for Fire Pen or Hypothermia, really whatever colors you can get easily on your chest. In fact, it's probably, this is the best one, but it's not a huge deal which one you get. Here's your Frenzy setup. You want Frenzy linked with Barrage, faster attacks, and Combustion. You have Flame Dash, also for your movement skill. In your trigger weapon, you're going to want Wave of Conviction, Bone Offering, and Arcane Surge. You cannot put Flame ability in your trigger setup because it will cost too much mana. And then for a little bit of defense, you'll get Immortal Call and cast when damage taken. Your gear. So your wand is just going to have a bunch of fire damage, flat fire damage, attack speed if you can get it. It's not a huge deal. And then you're going to want to craft triggers so you can have it automate Bone Offering and Wave of Conviction. So what you can do to craft this is you can either spam Essences of Anger or Fear. Fear, you want to get flat fire and the minion damage, and then you want to have an open suffix for the trigger craft. If you spam Anger, you're going to want to have the flat fire, obviously, and you're going to try and get % fire damage. The Fear is the easier way to do this. It's a lot easier to get the minion damage and then just flat fire. Shield, you're going to want Life on block, and chance block spell damage. If you can get regular block too, or spell suppression, that works too. Base doesn't matter too much. Either ES or evasion ES are ideal. And a high block chance. Shield. Helmet, you're just going to want life, res, whatever you can get on it. Bone helmet, preferably as the base. Body armor, you want life. The most important mod for your body armor is the Increase Effective Offerings, which is a hunter mod, which will give you more block chance and get you pretty close to cap. If you have a better shield, you can get completely capped. Then you want to craft gain 10% of life as maximum extra energy shield. Gloves for mapping, you'll use Worm Sign. Get Rampage, you go Zoom Zoom. And For bossing, you can swap these out for just like a high life, and if you can get minion damage on your gloves, that works too. And then you get a little bit more damage, more life for bossing. Here's your boots, just high life, movement speed. You want to craft a reduced effect of chill and shock on you. And when you craft this, in combination with your pantheons, you will be shock immune. Your amulet, you're going to want to get fire damage leeched as life with flat life, and then res and dex if you can get it. So one of your rings is going to want to have the % chance to gain an endurance charge on kill, so you can generate endurance charges, so you can get some fizz reduction, and trigger your worm sign. And then you're going to want to craft non-channeling skills that have -7 to mana cost. You can get this by doing Syndicate. Elrian will drop you rings, and then or amulet, and then you can unveil it to get this mod. Other ring you're going to want is Death Rush. If you don't want to use Death Rush, the reason I use it is it gives you Onslaught. So instead of this, if you don't have it, you can just use another rare ring with life, or if you want to get flammability on hits so you don't have to cast it, you can do that. If you get flammability on hit ring, if you'd rather do that, you can anoint instead of Ash, Frost, and Storm, which is what I have anointed on this tree, or on this set of items. What you can do is anoint Graceful Assault, and that'll give you a chance to gain Onslaught on kill and Onslaught effect. Belt, you're just going to want life, res, whatever you can get on it. Ideally, you get like a Hunter Elder belt and then get high flat life and % res. Your life flasks, you're going to want an instant life flask with corrupted blood immunity on it if you don't have it anywhere else. And then Jade Flask with increased evasion rating. Sulfur Flask with reduced effect of curses. And then also your Quicksilver Flask with reduced effect of curses. Granite Flask with increased armor. If you get a Taste of Hate, you can replace the Sulfur Flask with the Taste of Hate, and then either swap either the Jade or the Granite Flask to have also reduced effective curses. You're going to want 2 of those, because then you're effectively curse immune while these 2 flasks are up. Your jewels, you're just going to want damage, life, and if you can get reduced effective chill and shock on you, that is also good, because your pantheons are Brine King and Garukon. So Garukon will give you the reduced effective shock on you, and you'll be immune with your boots. And more effect doesn't hurt, because some things have increased effective shock, so that'll help mitigate against that, like Awakener. Brine King makes you cannot be frozen, but it only gives you 50% reduced effective chill, so you're going to want to get that in some places also. So here and here, that will give you 100% reduced effect of chill. Here are the notes. This paste bin is, if you open it up in a browser, it has all the Spectre info you can need. If you can't see it, turn off your ad block. So in order to switch to VD/DD Slinger, you need to have your Spellslingers to be level 17+, because then they'll reserve less mana. You need to have Uber Lab completed with Essence Glutton, otherwise you're going to run out of mana. You're going to need a Conqueror's Efficiency Jewel, which you get from Act 8. And you can drop this if you get a level 21 Slinger for your main damage setup with VDDD. And then you can just use another rare jewel, and you're going to want to have a minus mana cost ring equipped. So all your gear is just crafted by spamming life and res essences, or harvest life crafts, or whatever, harvest, till you get similar mods to here. And the wand is crafted pretty similar. Essences of fear, anger, or harvest craft fire. And that's about it, I think. Bandits are 2 points. Use your pantheons. Yep.